Hello! Today we're going to be talking about the spinal cord and nerves, specifically spinal nerves, cranial nerves, and peripheral nerves. So what is the spinal cord? Well, the spinal cord attaches to the brain and it exits the skull through this giant hole in the bottom called the foramen magnum, at which point it then descends down the spine all the way down to about the level of L1, L2, protected by the vertebrae. So a lot of protection, the skull, the vertebrae, for this spinal cord. Now if we look at a cross-section of the spinal cord, you see that there are a series of tracts. What this is really a bunch of neurons that are going up and down toward the brain and away from the brain. And then when it gets to certain spinal levels, those neurons are going to leave through what are called spinal nerves. So in this way, it is very much like an interstate highway. The spinal cord is like the big, huge interstate. Lots of lanes, some going northbound, some going southbound. And then when you get close to your destination, you take an exit ramp. So those on-ramps and off-ramps, those would be the spinal nerves. Now, what is a nerve? A nerve is a bundle, not of neurons, but of the axons of a neuron. So if you picture a neuron, the body of it is contained within the spinal cord itself. And then all of these branches are bundles of thousands of these neurons going where they need to go. Now notice that they're all bundled up. Some of these may be a bundle going away, so they would be motor. Some of these might be a bundle coming in towards, so they would be sensory. So some nerves are only motor, some nerves are only sensory, and some nerves have neurons from each. So a nerve is a bundle of thousands of the axons of these neurons. There's blood vessels in there keeping it alive, and it's all wrapped up and goes various directions. So nerves go all throughout the body. These are so-called peripheral nerves. They're named after wherever they're going, wherever they're from, but it's important to remember all of them came off of the spinal cord. So spinal cord, the spinal nerves are just those little on-ramp, off-ramps, and then all those surface streets, if you go with the analogy, those surface streets all throughout the body to get to the exact destination. Same as you. If you're going somewhere, you get onto the big interstate, travel for a while, you're getting close to home, so you take the off-ramp, and then you go the rest of the way home on the surface streets. Those surface streets are the peripheral nerves. Now, at each of the vertebral levels, C-spine, T-spine, and L-spine, we have the spinal nerves coming off that then branch into the peripheral nerves. But at the brain stem, they're not called spinal nerves because it's not the spinal cord, but it's a similar idea. At the brain stem, the nerves that come off are called cranial nerves, and these cranial nerves will go to various places throughout the face. A few of them then go through the neck or to internal organs. But if they come off of the brain stem, they're called cranial nerves. If they come off of the spinal cord, they're called spinal nerves. And then those spinal nerves continue to divide throughout the body, and we have our peripheral nerves.